In his fourth and final season at TCU, Desmond Bane shot 45.2% from the field, the lowest mark of any of his college seasons. But he still had a solid senior year that boosted his NBA draft stock, as he set career highs in points 16.6, 6.3 rebounds, 3.9 assists, and 1.5 steals per game in 32 games. Despite being a strong player for 4 years with Horned Frogs, Bane probably won't be selected until the second round. But he has the potential to become a solid NBA player because of his strengths, which The Athletic's Sam Vecenie pointed out while projecting the 6.6 shooting guard to be selected by the Portland Trail Blazers with the number 44 team overall. There are some concerns about how the funky mechanics will translate into his shot, but the numbers are the numbers. At the end of the day, Bane should probably be picked given the strength of this draft, and I think there's a real chance he'll get a guaranteed deal, wrote Vecenie. She also noted that Bane is extremely strong and has improved as a ball handler enough to be in good shape to attack the basket. On the other hand, Jeremy Woo of Sports Illustrated projects that Bane will move to number 42 for the New Orleans Pelicans, while Jonathan Givony and Mike Schmitz of ESPN will take him down to number 59, being selected by the Philadelphia 76ers. Wherever Bane is drafted, he has the chance to be one of the biggest steals of the 2020 draft if his college game translates to the professional level. But let's talk a little bit about this player's characteristics, so I can give you some background on what I think of him and his future in the NBA. Desmond Bane is a 6 foot 2 inches tall, 216-pound shooting guard, born on June 25, 1998, and trained in Indiana high school basketball. Bane is one of the oldest drafts, having played the past 4 seasons at TCU, where he was chosen twice, in 2019 and 2020, to the Big 12 Conference Ideal Quintet. In 141 games at TCU, he averaged 12.7 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.4 assists, with excellent percentages shooting 50% from the field, 43% in threes, and 80% in free throws. From 1992 to date, only 9 other players recorded such percentages in their career, averaging 12 points or more. Among them are shooters of the caliber of Doug McDermott, Wally Szczerbiak, and J.C. Carroll. 2019 to 2020 was Bane's best season, finishing with an average of 16.6 points, 6.4 rebounds, 3.9 assists, 1.5 steals, and 44% in three-pointers during 32 games, 36 minutes per game. The main attraction of Bane as an NBA player is his three-point capacity. In 2019 to 2020, he took 6.5 threes per game and scored an excellent 44% of them. This is far from being a coincidence. He left the NCAA with shooting percentage of 43% from threes, in all 4 of his season being above 38%. There is no doubt, he is a specialist. Bane can damage from the perimeter in all variants, including when shooting from the dribble, despite its unorthodox shooting mechanics. According to Synergy Sports statistics, he was almost as effective at that kind of shooting with 1.07 points per shot, 92nd percentile, as he was at catching and shooting with 1.13, 77th percentile. Another of Bane's great virtues as a shooter is his ability to get out between the curtains and take moving shots. 19% of his offensive possessions came through that route, and despite the load, he remained effective with 62nd percentile. To put it in context, players like Kyle Korver and Duncan Robinson also see about 19% of their shots coming in that type of action. What is interesting is that Bane can be effective in different roles, offering spacing as a steady foot shooter, going out between the curtains, or generating plays as a secondary offensive creator. He is not a natural playmaker, but he is a very intelligent player with the ball in his hands and can create situations for his teammates from the pick and roll. 22.3% of his possessions were firm, wide-open shots, where 22.1% of his plays came operating from the pick and roll. This shows his versatility to play with or without the ball in his hands. He had some problems as a finisher in the previous season, but throughout his career, he has used his significant physical strength and touch to be effective. He is an outstanding defensive player who compensates for his lack of great explosiveness or agility with a lot of dedication and reading. His basketball IQ helps him on both sides. He averaged 6 rebounds in the last 2 seasons and 1.5 steals in 2019 to 2020. He's probably not going to be an impact defender in the NBA, but he shouldn't suffer in that field either. On the other hand, one of the main factors that limit Bane is that he is not a threat when it comes to getting his points. I've already told you that he can generate play from pick and roll, but more as a passer than a scorer. But he lacks the speed or advanced handling to pose a danger to NBA-caliber defenders. He takes very few fouls. He only took 1.8 free throws per game in 2019 to 2020, although he scores over 80% of them. His ceiling is that of an effective role player. Even his virtues have questions in the face of the NBA transition. Will his shooting mechanics affect him in maintaining his three-point percentages? Can he be an outstanding defender, even if he's not an elite athlete? It's hard to predict when his projected draft position doesn't go past round 2, but thinking of Bane as a Lamar Patterson or Garrett Temple, I think he has a future where he can look good and give more than one surprise in the NBA.